We got Static Tokyo in the building. This video is called How Not to Give Criticism.
Tact. A keen sense of what to do or say in order to maintain good relations with others to avoid offense.
Oh no, Tokyo.
So the Black VTuber Awards happened some time ago recently, and it left many with
Black
very
VTuber Awards,
mixed
okay.
reviews.
This shit is actually trash,
To say the least. As a nominee for 2 of the awards, I do have my own criticism.
Oh,
but how
nice.
some other people presented their criticisms of the show is what left me disappointed.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't even know it was a thing. How was it? I mean, I guess not good, but I don't know.
And to be
It'll be
completely
better next
transparent,
year, right?
I'm cool with the host of the show. Would even consider them a friend. So if you think that sways some of what I'm saying, understandable, you got that. But let's quickly go over what my criticisms are, and I'll go over how other creators presented their criticisms, or at least the medium that they decided to go about it. A few days before the show, the Black VTuber Awards contacted me and a bunch of the other nominees to do an interview type of thing. A bunch of creators
Okay.
were down for it,
Cool,
but then a
cool.
few days later, they changed their minds and decided to do a video intro type of thing. Now, to some of the
Okay.
nominees, this was weird, but I didn't find it too weird because I've experienced this type of thing a lot. Interviews are a little harder to manage and organize, especially if
100%.
there's a lot of niggas being nominated. And the shit is only
45?
run
Oh, yeah,
by
no.
one person. They sent me and the other
Oh, no.
nominees a list of questions, and they stated that the video cannot be over 5 minutes, and that
Okay.
fancy
That
editing
makes it
wasn't
easier.
necessary.
Okay.
Now, this is the first critique. Now, a lot of people had issues with their videos being sped up during the watch party at the award show. While I do think that the maximum of the shit being 5 minutes was a little bit much, maybe like 1 minute and 30 seconds at the longest. And this can be me being biased because I've done similar things in the past. And obviously, I have more experience editing than other nominees, but I know they have like editors and shit, and they probably paid someone to edit their shit or whatever. But you never want to go to the limit. The shorter the better. I knew that, so my video wasn't touched in terms of speed because I rapid fired my shit, and obviously my editing style is just fast as fuck anyway. But some of the other nominees used damn near all the time, and even made certain things like music to fully showcase their ability. So I understand
Okay.
that if your video was sped up, you'd be upset, especially if you put as much work as making a whole fucking song with it. Well, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, this isn't really even a critique in my opinion. This was a big oversight
Bro, love putting all these videos like Kevin Hart, bro.
on the award shows. And a lot of the winners,
Yo, I actually know who
even
that
a
is.
critique in my opinion. This was a big oversight
I know this person. I think I know this person.
on the award shows. And a lot of the winners looked a little paler than
What you
normal,
mean?
which, no hate towards the artist, but the host of the show should have probably checked every art piece to see if the tones matched up, or whoever cleared the art should have checked to see if the tones matched up. Other creators felt like the show should have had black artists do the art, which I'm not opposed of. I personally don't really care who the fuck does the art as long as the art is done right. But I understand that the Black VTuber Awards having black artists is something that people would want to see. Now, the host of the show, Aphrodite, will be
Understandable.
doing a raffle in between each category of the nominees, and she got a little bored. Started messing with the toggles, and the redeems were on still, I think. Personally, I thought it was low-key funny, but I understand that this was presented to be like a formal event.
It's an award show. It's supposed to be a formal event. Oh boy. Oh boy.
So this blindsided a few people,
Oh,
and I
boy.
even told the host privately that
Oh,
maybe
boy.
they should leave the toggles alone for next
Oh,
year.
boy.
These are
Oh,
my
boy.
main critiques that
Oh,
I and
boy.
many others had. Now we're
Oh,
going to
boy.
talk about how
Oh,
other
boy.
creators and nominees voiced their
Oh,
concerns,
boy.
which I believe was
Oh,
done
boy.
in a weird way, to say the
boy.
least.
Oh boy.
And before I comment on them, I want to say, why the fuck did y'all create Twitter Spaces? I get it, you want to be heard and shit, but bro,
This ain't it.
the host of the award shows, Aphrodite's basically DMs was open. I know that because I DM'd Aphrodite my own criticisms. And while I do think the form of feedback should have been done almost immediately after the show ended, did any of y'all try to reach out to the host yourself? I'm not gonna go over every point in the Twitter space note for note because I'll be here all damn day. These shits were so long, it was crazy. So I'll link them all in the description if you want to go through the brain rot of listening to all of these. Now, to be fair, the space created by Naomi was actually not that bad at all until Bliss started talking, or Bafa was brought up.
So support their W, you know? Support their W. And that's what we need to do more. We need to support people's successes instead of trying to point out their failures. Except for the host of that, Black VTuber Award. Because
Oh,
my
shit.
God. Anyways,
no.
that's all I wanted to say.
Afro
Bro, it always boggles the mind how people can pretend to be positive, to want to strive for some type of they want the place to be better, and then they say let's do this because it'll be so positive, and then say but, and then just basically everything you just said just went out the window. Like, why should I believe anything you say when obviously you're not a good person in yourself? Oh man.
Space was like basically the same as Nayumi's space, but like more disrespectful. Damon, my bad if I'm saying your name wrong, gay. That space wasn't bad at all. In my opinion, that was the best one. The general consensus I get from these spaces is that they didn't really want an award show. They wanted more of a showcase.
Okay.
Which I'm not opposed to, but this award show.
Well, yeah. If you want a showcase, that's totally different, and it's not the Black VTuber Awards. It's the Black VTuber Showcase. Which, I mean, those are two different things. You're giving an award for people that have done things that are notable versus, hey, these are people who I think deserve to be shown off because they're creative or funny or whatever. What the hell?
Show was made because Black VTubers were not getting nominated for stuff in the bigger show, aka Fillions Award Show.
Bro, it's Fillion. Like, I'm not gonna lie. There are people that are definitely more capable of hosting any award show. You just have to be the one to want to do it. So Fillion had an award show because she wanted to do it. Do I personally think Fillion is the best representation of VTubers? Absolutely not, right? She is definitely, of course, she has an amazing fan base, loyal fan base, but her demographic is like a specific part of the internet. Everybody has their different places on the internet, and it's up to whoever wants to be the representer to go up and do it. So, Aphrodite, I'd say kudos to her for actually being the one to create it. Now, could it have been better? Sure. Could Fillion's award show been better? Sure. Could the Grammys, right? Could that have been better? Sure. Right. All of these things could be better. It just takes a lot of effort. You also have to want to be the leader when it comes to doing stuff like this. And it's definitely not easy. And you're definitely going to get criticism from people who wouldn't even understand what it's like to be in that situation because they're not, the toughest when it comes to getting criticized. Let's continue.
Streamer, you guys are. You're breathtaking. You're breathtaking.
Aphrodite took the initiative of making a VTuber award show for Black VTubers, and everyone was hyped. But after the show ended, people were disappointed.
This shit is actually trash.
That it didn't show off a lot of Black VTubers, and the people that were shown off, it wasn't done well enough, or that there was too many repeats of nominations and winners, etc. But the niggas that were nominated and won, it was done through like people's vote. Of course, there's gonna be repeats because let's be honest, in a smaller award show like this one, the top dogs of the smaller community will be there. KhunShawn, Riri, Bafa, Uzu, Fit, Tiffany, those are bigger names of streaming and or the Black VTuber community. So of course there are gonna be repeats if the votes are done by the people. They have bigger audiences.
Of course.
Are you fucking dumb?
That's how the shit works. That's how almost any award show works. If you mad that you and your friend wasn't nominated or won, cry about it because it's the community's fault for not voting them. That's all I gotta say. They also criticized Aphrodite staff not having, I think, no Black people on it, and that those that reached out to help, Aphrodite said they didn't need any help, and due to that, Aphrodite lost the meaning of the event.
But I've been like asked to help out. I was seeing people say that they really wanted to help out and they asked themselves. I don't know if they were like declined or I don't know, but I feel like if it was something dealing with the community and people wanted to help, I feel like you should have allowed people to help you instead of trying to do it. They shouldn't have tried to do it all themselves because this is the outcome.
Which I can agree. Aphrodite could have hired Black VTubers to do the asset and the R and whatnot and let some of the community help out. Cool. There's a bunch of good critics.
If anything, you should just let the community help out. Why not? I mean, especially if they're going to do it because they really want to, then you probably have a better product at the end.
I'm not knocking y'all for that. Even though I'm still confused on why the spaces are so fucking long and y'all just kind of kept repeating the same shit over and over. God damn. But what I'm not gonna put up with is some of y'all lying and being straight disrespectful. That's what's upsetting. Now, people had an issue with the nominees and how they were picked. If you don't know, the awards was done by a people's vote, like I said earlier. It was done by a people's vote through and through. For example, I was nominated for these 2 categories because niggas voted for me to be there. Toledo and Fit beat me in both categories because niggas voted for them to win. And shit, I can't blame you. I voted for them too.
You voted for the ops.
But some people were rightfully confused on why they were put in certain categories.
I'm gonna use myself as an example. No shade to myself, but I'm gonna use myself as an example. I was in the charity champion
No shade
category.
to myself.
I did 1 charity event last year.
Obviously, Aphrodite's reasoning was valid. So the people in the spaces being like, we weren't being disrespectful to anyone. We weren't disrespecting any of the winners. We weren't being mean to anybody. It was just criticism. You're lying. You're a liar. It might have not been you specifically that said it, but it was someone else for sure. Look, I get it. Buffa isn't really liked in the community because a lot of y'all think he only collabs with white people or whatever.
Like, stop collabing with all these white folks. Like, you can go off collab with them, whatever.
Bro, you have the right to collab with whoever you want to collab with. Point blank, period. Simple. No, nothing else needs to be added.
Or whatever.
Like, stop collabing with all these white folks. Like, you can go off collab with them, whatever, but I'm just saying, the whole collaboration king queen and most of them white is crazy anyways.
Are you serious?
You know, you should get nominated for collaboration king or queen if you just collaborate with a lot of people in general. Seems like they won for a reason.
And most of them white is crazy anyways.
Are you serious?
Which doesn't make sense, because most of his friends I know, and they like Asian and Hispanic, so I don't even know where that came from. But I digress.
That's just hate.
But I will say,
it's literally just hate.
I have no clue why you went into that space and started talking. They already don't fuck with you. Buffa then asks, why do y'all think these people aren't deserving of the categories they got?
So why are you saying these people aren't deserving of the categories they got? And
because there was no quality control. Like, it was not
because it was favoritism.
Some of them genuinely, I'm saying, like, they didn't deserve to be there, and that's not me trying to take away any glory from anyone. I'm not saying that, you know, what you got it, bro. Congrats to you, and that is totally fine. But next time, I would love to see people who actually deserve to be in certain categories.
I don't.
That's envy. What I just heard was absolute envy. 100%. And that's sad. It's supposed to be an award show for Black VTubers, right? We're supposed to be congratulating each other, not hating each other. And now it's being shown to the public.
I'm not saying you don't deserve. I'm not.
Which, I mean, if you
Bro,
think
you just
someone
said
being
that
bigger and having their audience nominate them is bias and favoritism, sure, I guess. But bias and favoritism will also come from a committee that handpicks nominees. We see favoritism and bias with the Oscars, and they have a committee. Echo also criticized that Buffa being a co-host and also a nominee is unfair.
I can get that one, being a co-host and a nominee. Yeah, I could definitely get that. It's like, hey, here's an award show, and here's mine. Yeah, I can get that. I can totally understand that one. I can get behind that one more than stuff I heard earlier.
Why are you in categories and you present stuff? Because that doesn't make any sense. Because a lot of award shows, a lot of the presenters are not even in the category anyway. If he want to bring up a lot of other categories and other award shows and stuff like that.
Now listen, I talked to this nigga personally, and I asked him, yo, did you know you're gonna be a co-host before the nominee shit happened? He had no clue. He had no clue he was gonna be co-hosting before the nominees were released. So don't make it seem like Buffa knew he was.
Well, now it just sounds like there's just a lack of communication. Because how in the world do you not know you're going to be co-hosting an event as big as this? All right, so now we got to look at Aphrodite.
Be co-host at the jump because he didn't. And considering Buffa wasn't aware, I'm pretty sure Fitness wasn't aware either, and they won 2 awards. Also, I want to include the fact that Buffa and Fitness was a co-host of the pre-show. Aphrodite was the host of the actual show.
The pre-show.
And Aphrodite wasn't nominated for anything. She wasn't in any of the categories.
Good.
So yeah, you are
shouldn't
correct.
be.
The host was not nominated or put in any category.
That's perfectly fine. But
bro, these are recorded. Oh man.
Don't get no attitude. Don't get in your feelings when someone's speaking truth at you, bro. It's cool. It's all right. It's fine.
And that's what I kind of did. And I was like, look, I'm going to hold your hand when I say this, brother. You did not deserve to be in every single category. If not.
Love it like that. You going to
That's your opinion.
once.
That's your opinion, right? And remember, this is community voted in. So even you with your one opinion that you think that one person doesn't deserve to be in every category, well, obviously you're in the minority because they're in every category because everybody voted for them.
Don't talk to their friends. Don't talk to them. If you heard something on the internet, hit them up DMs.
And I wasn't trying to, like I said, trying to be overly mean.
Niggas be wildin'.
Echo, I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. Nah, I can't. I can't do it. Okay, Echo, listen. You can't talk about being respectful and then be blatantly disrespectful. And don't get me wrong, Buffett definitely shouldn't have joined this.
That's just some hater shit.
Times. I even asked that nigga why he did that dumb shit. But to still say to someone's face that obviously works hard considering he was nominated for shit and you weren't, isn't the move. It seems that you just don't like bro, which is fine. You don't gotta like everybody. Shit,
That's
I don't
true.
like everybody. But my nigga, y'all
But keep that hater shit to yourself.
We're spouting about being cordial and shit. And then did a 180 on some Tony Hawk Pro Skater shit. Like, what the fuck is going on? There was also a lot of hypocrisy. I will say there was a fuck ton of hypocrisy, to be honest. A bunch of niggas were like, oh, if you have an issue with someone, hit them up via DMs. It's all behind closed doors type shit. I talked to Aphrodite. Nobody, and I mean nobody, hit Aphrodite up privately in regards to their criticism. So it's like, what are y'all talking about? Y'all ain't even taking your own advice.
They need reality checks, man.
Was your criticisms valid? Yes, but overall, these spaces did not need to be created when Aphrodite was available. And also, a lot of the people were like, oh, she soft blocked me. Since I've actually talked to the host of the show, she soft blocked a lot of y'all for switching up so crazy and being disrespectful to the nominees over the simple fact.
No, and she does. It's in her right to do so, bro. She went out of her way to create an event to bring people together. And then your criticisms, you know, it's okay to have criticisms of an event, 100%. But to publicly criticize something that's supposed to bring people together obviously makes all of us look like complete buffoons. And the whole point of having the Black VTuber Award show is to show to everybody, like, yes, Black people are also creative. Black people also have a lot of talent, right? We're supposed to be rallying around the one thing we all have in common is our skin. But here you guys are being some fucking haters. If you can't take yourself seriously, why the hell would anybody else? Oh, my food's here.
That y'all were following each other, but instead of sending a simple DM, you talked in a space or made a Twitter thread about it. Also, Fitness made a document that basically clears up a few things, like the fact Black people weren't the only niggas watching the awards or the only people that voted. It wasn't a small thing of like only 200 people. It had 1,000 votes for each category.
There's gonna be people that fucking jump into stuff. Like,
which
come on.
entails that it wasn't only the Black community watching. Well, yes, the award show doesn't.
Of course not.
Those that were acting fucking vile for no reason also gave off a bad look, which will just add to their copious amounts of reasons why we don't get included in shit. Like, for example, calling each other slurs. The fuck is up with that? If you want my real opinion, focus on yourself and the content. For real. That's all people really are here for. The content. That's all niggas care about. And that's all I gotta say. I don't know. I'm done with this shit, man. I'm gonna talk about like HoloLive or something next video.
I don't blame you, bro.
And shit. They go crazy.
Yeah, HoloLive does go crazy.
You got on the floor right now. That's including your shorts, and take them off slow because you look good.
Whoa. Man, I'm not gonna lie. I'm extremely disappointed to hear all the stuff that I just heard. You guys can't expect to grow by tearing each other down. That's all the wisdom I'm gonna give, because I'm sure that a lot of niggas ain't listening, period. It is what it is. All right, I'll see you guys on the next one. Y'all have a good night. Bye-bye.